Alright, this video is how to find the 6 trigonometric functions when the right triangle is no longer in quadrant 1. So first of all, let's have a conversation about our quadrants. If this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, and 3, and 4. If your triangle is a first quadrant triangle, then it gets drawn like this. And because you went to the right, which is a positive direction, and because you went up, which is also a positive direction, then all of your trig ratios are positive. Okay? But if you draw it in the second quadrant, going to the left is a negative direction. So your second quadrant triangle, anybody that has the horizontal number in it will be a negative number. So the only thing that doesn't have the horizontal number in it is sine. So sine is positive in quadrant 2. If we move to the third quadrant, to get in the third quadrant, we also have to go left, but we also have to go down. So a third quadrant triangle goes left, which is negative, and also goes down, which is negative. So what is positive in quadrant 3 is tangent. And then in the fourth quadrant, to get in the fourth quadrant, you're going to go to the right, but then you're going to go down. And going down is negative. So anybody that has the vertical number in it will have to be negative. So the only thing that's positive is cosine. So cosine is positive in quadrant 4. So in our information tells us that we are going to draw a third quadrant triangle. So we are going to draw a third quadrant triangle, and we're going to name it SMN. So if we draw a third quadrant triangle and we name it SMN, this is a third quadrant triangle. Okay. It tells us that S is 90 degrees and the segment S is 52. So it tells us at 90 degrees we're going to label S, and it tells us straight across from S is segment S, which is 52. Then it tells us that M is located at the origin. So we are going to put M at the origin. And if M is at the origin, then this side of the triangle is segment M, and we don't know its value. That means that the other angle has to be N, and across from N is segment N, and according to the information, segment N is 20 units in length. And if you're wondering where the axis system is, here is the x-axis, and here is the y-axis. Okay? So that is your third quadrant triangle with the information that's been given. So the first thing we're going to put down in our answer is that this quadrant is in triangle 3, because that's what the direction said. the missing segment, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. And the Pythagorean theorem is leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. And we are looking for m. So we are going to say m is equal to the hypotenuse squared minus 1 of the legs squared, the square root of their difference will give me m. And when I do the m, the math, m turns out to be 48. Okay. Now what I notice is that all these numbers are multiples of the number 4. So I'm going to take 48 divided by, well, first of all, I'm going to put down that this is 48. And now that I've done that, I'm going to say 48 divided by 4 is 12. 20 divided by 4 is 5. And 52 divided by 4 is 13. Then I'm going to say that I'm going to use sine of the angle is opposite divided by hypotenuse. Cosine of the angle is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. And tangent of the angle is opposite divided by adjacent. And when I do that, I am going to have sine is a negative 12 divided by 13. And it's negative because 12 is a negative direction because it went down. And this is negative 13 twelfths. Cosine is negative 5 thirteenths. And again, it's negative because the 5 went to the left. And going to the left is negative, so that's negative 13 fifths. Tangent, however, is positive 12 fifths. And cotangent is 5 twelfths. And the reason it's positive is because it is a negative divided by a negative. And two negatives give you a positive. And then I'm going to type in inverse tangent of 12 divided by 5. So on my calculator, inverse tangent of 12 divided by 5. Second tangent, here, let's clear what's there. Second tangent of 12 divided by 5 is 67.3. 67.3. It tells me yep, so 67.3. And there we go. That is it, my friends. If you have any questions, let me know.